Demonic Angel, here with another tarot lesson. Today we have probably not everyone's favorite suit, the Suit of Swords, but important nonetheless. This was just a card I decided to work with and portray today. So the number 10 has to do with rune and those kinds of aspects of completion. So even though something is hard, this is coming to an end, and so that's the good news. And the gentleman has 10 swords in his back, and even one that looks like it's in his ear. It looks like they're along his chakra, that energy body system. And unlike in the previous card where we saw the woman who the swords aren't actually touching her and she's in that room alone with her own thoughts. Swords are, air, ideas that the tarot really gives more importance to, meaning to, which is that they cut. Thoughts are much more real in the tarot than we kind of give them credit for in real life. But they're very, very powerful. Our beliefs, our thoughts, they do have this substance that affects, then it affects the way we feel and it affects the way we think. So this, though, is this person, the swords are touching him because the ideas were implanted by society, the internet, other people, this outside source. And then he takes it and absorbs it all as his own beliefs, like somebody being called fat, and they really believe that that is perhaps all there is to them, or that negative comment is correct. So they help the sword grow. It almost is like the swords are growing out of him instead, because he's feeding the ideas that these outside sources are bringing into him. And so he believes them, harbors them, and they then become his own. So it's obviously this person is overwhelmed, depressed, and very much to me it is like in an overwhelmed, when we as people, we get depressed, it's really hard to see the good. So we just keep seeing more of the bad because that really is our perception in this way. So then we take all this bad and take on more of it and make it our own. The other thing about this card, though, is that it's night right before the dawn, and there's clear waters, clear skies. So this upright really means that this is going to come to this conclusion. This phase in a querent's life is coming to a real conclusion, because all the other energies are spent. This is just complete ruin of it, or completion. It could be a bad relationship, but this isn't the point where people are arguing and working things out. This is that a person cannot take on any more additional emotional stress through these ideas, through others. So they're now like exhausted and have to seek out this resolution. So maybe now they're going to move on with their lives. They're going to move on to a different job where they don't get bullied. Obviously, we're going to look at the other cards in this area as well. But this is really this idea that ideas are energy, and they carry weight, and they're very powerful. Reversed, to me, this is somebody who's avoiding that end of completion. So they're not ready for the end, and they're hanging on to the arguments, the same things. Like, let's say they should be switching school if they're being bullied, would be an example for a younger person, but they're just hanging on because this is what they're familiar with. So it's just this attachment to they're not ready to be done, even though the situation is coming to an end. They're not ready to look at it that way. So another way to look at reversed is that the querent doesn't perhaps see it as the end. So it's kind of the same idea that we talked about, except they really believe that they can make a different outcome. And the tarot is telling us that this is the end of a cycle, the end of a phase, the end of something in a person's life. And so reverse it is saying, refresh, and really a balancing. I mean, that's the action, I would say, that needs to be taken with this card, upright or reversed, is to spend some time alone, decide what you really think are your ideas, not based on the depression that you habituate yourself towards or what others think, but what do you really think? And spend that time alone, get grounded, because clearly this is a chakra, full body system, energy drained, and look at all these blockages. They need to be removed. These swords need to be removed one by one. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, even though this phase is now complete. The next step is healing, and we're going to be rejoining the world, and but now with the perspective of thinking, hey, what do I think? Just being able to stand your ground after this card. So we'll talk about some more tarot, and right now I'm making a book list of about like 8 different occult books that I recommend for people to read, because somebody was interested in asking me that. So I was just kind of refreshing on them myself and got a little sidetracked in enjoying all that. So that'll probably be next, and we'll just keep doing some more tarot, and then we're going to do some more Goetia and stuff soon. So just stay tuned, and I will see you guys in the next video.